slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad.
Hello everybody. Hello Aloysius. How are you? Very good. You're surprised we're back so quick. Yes, actually I'm surprised we're back so quick too. Yes, so we are here to give you another installment in the novel we're writing. Are we? Yes, yes we are. I am. I don't know what you're here for. Moral support. Okay, cool. Anyway, before we get started with where we are in our book, though it's a little premature to call it a book yet, in our writing process, that's it, that's the thing we're going with. Before we tell you where we are in our writing process, remember there is our shop where we have books and writing services to help you with your writing process. And we have our Redbubble shop that has over 100 designs in it. And that is how you support us, by going to either one or both of those. So that is how you support us. Also, please like, subscribe, comment and share. All of those things help get our videos out there and help support us. So thanking you in advance. Now, our writing project, your writing project. Yes, my writing project. So where am I up to? Well, am I writing? No. No, I'm nowhere near writing. So why are we here? Because I'm casting. What do you mean? Okay. So, last time I saw you, we were talking about negative capability. Yes. Remember that? Yes. About being open to inspiration. About finding those little ideas. Yes. Well, we're still in that phase. Okay. But we've had a development. So, do tell. Okay, I will tell. So, our development is, I have now started casting. Now, I use that word very, very particularly because what I had was I had an idea. I had an idea and I was starting to think, yes, I think this is how I would like to structure this idea. Yes, all very sensible. Yes, all very sensible. Now, I come from a school of writing. It may be a school of one, but I come from a school of writing that believes that the story is built out of the characters. Fair enough. Yes. I think it's a fair enough method to employ. It's not everybody's method. Some people like to be very plot heavy. I personally like to develop my characters and then develop the plot through those characters. That makes sense. Yes, I'd like to think that makes sense. Some people do it through a concept. Some people do it through a place. People do it through all sorts of different ways. I do it by characters. So what do you mean by casting? Well, I'm gonna confess this. I hate doing character profiles. Isn't that a basic requirement for writing characters? Isn't that something that you teach? Don't you have templates? Yes, I know I'm a terrible hypocrite. Okay. Yes, it is something that is widely taught, is to create a character profile, is to, I've created character profiles and questions you would want to ask to create a character. And all of this very orthodox writing advice. And I don't use it. I do not use it. I have a theory as to why it doesn't work for me. Oh, this will be good. Yeah. My theory is I have a very, very strong internal narrator. I talk to myself in my head all the time. Yes. Yes, that's why you're the Hatter. You're mad. No, I'm not mad. I just have a really strong internal narrator. Yeah, potato, potato. Anyway, I have a very strong internal narrator. I have that voice in your head that chatters away. That's one way of thinking. I have a very, very poor, like really poor, like I'm kind of a bit disturbed by how poor it is, internal visual world. You're all language, no picture. I'm all language, no picture. I do have visual elements to my mind, but it's not huge. Like, you describe a character to me, I'm gonna go through the file in my head of images that I already know and assign them a face. Yeah. It's very, very low res. I need to have seen something in the external world before I can create an internal image. So yeah, it's very, very low res. Is that normal? I believe it is normal. I mean, it's not abnormal. Not everyone has a high res internal imagery, just as not everyone has a internal monologue. Okay. Right. This is what part of the reason why I read the kinds of books I read, because and not read other kinds, because books that are really heavy on description, it's like, yeah, it's a tree. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay, so all of the sorts of templatey, create a character, doesn't work so well for me. Oh, so what do? I have a casting couch. Like an old Hollywood producer. Yes. But unlike an old Hollywood producer, I'm not hauling people in off the street and saying, hey, do you want to be a character in my book? I'm looking for people to cast in my book. I'm looking for people who are out in the world, generally actors. Actors are brilliant at this because they create characters, and then you can just look at that and go, oh, I like that. Oh, isn't that nicking it? No, it's not nicking it, because I look at that and I say, that's the type that I want. And then I build my own character over that as a scaffold. So I use them as like a blueprint. It's like, oh, the way that they hold themselves, the way that they speak, the way that they look. That's the sort of look I'm after. And you build a character out of that. Yes, and I build a character out of that. Okay, so who are you casting? Who am I casting? Okay, this is going to involve a little bit of story time. Oh no. Yeah, it's going to involve story time. Is this one of your trauma stories? Yeah, this is one of my trauma stories. Which trauma story? Is the Supergirl trauma story? That one. Yeah, that one. And the Santa Claus the movie trauma story. Oh no. Yes, I know. It's pop culture trauma stories. So, this is it. When I was little, I discovered movies can betray you, which is a difficult thing to discover at 6. But at 6, I was taken to see the truly abysmal Santa Claus the movie, of which I remember very little, except it had Dudley Moore in it, leaving me with an ever-abiding hatred of Dudley Moore. I cannot stand him. He's awful. In the video cabinet when I was a child, my parents had a copy of the movie 10, yeah, which we were not allowed to watch, yeah. We could watch anything else except 10, yeah. So that got built up really big in my head for a very long time, and me and my brother would discuss what is 10, and we didn't know, and we assumed it was something like porn, because we weren't allowed to watch it, and it was like the forbidden video. Yes. Well, a few years ago, I saw it on television. And it's Dudley Moore. All my parents needed to say is it has Dudley Moore in it, and I wouldn't have touched that thing with a 40-foot pole. Right. Okay. Does this mean you're using Dudley Moore as a template? God, no. God, no. It's the other one. Oh. This is where the Supergirl trauma comes in. Oh. Yes, I know. The other one, the Supergirl trauma. Oh, God. Yes, okay. If anyone has seen the 1984, I think it is, Supergirl, you will know what I'm talking about. The one that's kind of pervy, where people threaten to rape her. Yeah, that one. That one. That's awful. The one with Peter Cook as a creepy maths teacher. The one with Peter Cook as a creepy maths teacher. And Peter O'Toole. Both of them deep in their drinking days. Oh, which one? Well, I don't have a problem with Peter O'Toole. Why not? I don't know, but it didn't really affect me. That didn't affect me. Peter Cook. Peter Cook. But he's the creepy maths teacher. He is the creepy maths teacher. I really hated that film. I hated that film. I hated that film top to bottom. And one of the things that I really hated about that film was Peter Cook. It turns out he is absolutely perfect for a character. How? He just is. I'm as disturbed as you are, frankly. I really am. But comedians are generally pretty good. Comedians can be pretty good. But the thing that really sold me, oh dear, the thing that really sold me is I held my nose, I dove in, I watched Bedazzled, the 1967. And watching that, aside from the fact the cringe of watching Dudley Moore through fingers for chunks of that film, yes, Peter Cook's Devil was really good. And he wrote the screenplay. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I can work with this. Also, I'm planning on writing a comedy, and I've not written comedy before, and so I need to look at some comedians and how they write comedy to get an idea of how you write comedy. So you're putting Peter Cook in a book. Not exactly, but a little bit. Peter Cook at about age 40, before the drinking really caught up with him. Like when he's on the precipice, just before hitting that downward skid. Oh, so well before he got to Supergirl. A good 10 years before he got to Supergirl. Just before he hits that downward skid. It's that downward skid that's a killer. Look at Keith Moon. Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I mean, Keith Moon, it's like, whoo, his downward skid was precipitous. Yeah, I know. So, like, I mean, depending on your drinking, depends on exactly at which point that downward skid hits. He took elephant tranquilizer. Yeah, there was the elephant tranquilizer incident with Keith Moon, so we had all surprised that his downward skid was precipitous. He took everything. Anyway, I realized that a perfect character could be modelled off, for my purposes, could be modelled off Peter Cook. I have another couple in mind who will also fit into particular roles, and I have actually now cast my top 3 characters, with another little tiny one, whereas the others are still a bit nebulous. I find that once I can hang a character onto a scaffold, and that's what I'm talking about, is using these actual people as scaffolds for characters. They're nothing like the real person. Like, when I say they're nothing like the real person, it's like, yes, I want my character to be sort of posh, a little bit shabby, well-spoken, bit nasty, bit sort of self-pitying, has a problem with drink. That is what I'm thinking of for the character. But I want to do completely different things with them. You're planning on killing them, aren't you? I'm planning on killing them. I'm planning on killing everybody. Well, not quite everybody. I'm planning on killing quite a few of them. You always kill characters. I don't always kill characters. Not all the time. Not without good purpose. You make me sound like a serial killer. But you are a little bit, if characters were peoples. Yes, well, fortunately, characters are not people. Fortunately, characters are inventions of my mind, and I can kill as many of them as I want to. Yes, but will it be funny? Well, that's the thing. Will it be funny? Because I am endeavouring to write comedy. And I haven't written comedy before. I have not written comedy before, but you know what I do? I do what? My day job, your day job, you have a day job? Yes, I have a day job. You're asleep. My day job involves 6 hours of stand-up 3 days a week. Teaching. And if you've never taught, trust me, it's 6 hours of stand-up. I only do it for 3 days a week, but that's enough. That's enough. I don't have enough material to do 5. That's not what teaching... It is what teaching is. It's just not always comic. There's definitely 6 hours worth of stand-up. If you say so. Oh, yes, I do say so. You're asleep. You don't know. Anyway. But I've also, something which I haven't done before, been reading satirists. I have been reading Sterne, and since the last thing that I really wrote, because I haven't written fiction for a while. I've been reading Sterne and Swift and Pope. Satirists. So I am going to continue looking at comedy and how one writes comedy. It's the pacing and it's the making a joke land. So I am continuing on my being open to things. I am still hunting around for people to cast. Do you think there's many more Oh, there's heaps more pieces to cast. And a lot of them are probably only like little teeny weeny big parts, but still need stuff. I'm still working on the actual structure, and I am very interested in a type of writing that I will probably talk to you about next time that I come and see you. It's actually something that's quite academic, and I'm not sure how much of it I can use, but I do actually fancy sort of cannibalizing it a little bit, because it is a highly experimental form of writing, and what I'm wanting to do could very well benefit from it, but it's something that it's not worn out yet, but it's also not worn in. So it doesn't have the easy path to working out what it is. I have quite a bit in my head. Do you ever write anything down? Not a lot. Not till I get to writing. I do technically have a journal, a note on my phone with some chapter headings so I don't forget. That's about it. I do a lot of stuff mentally. Is that wise? I don't know if it's wise. It is my process. It is my process. Maybe the people out there will tell us about their process. Are you a template person? Are you a plotter? Are you a pantser? Are you somebody who suddenly my idea of the casting couch sounds appealing? Or does it sound complete and utter madness? Please tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear. And we hope that you are enjoying us bringing this writing journey to you as it happens. And we will be back sometime, possibly sooner than we think, because this is starting to run along a lot faster than I expected. It's sort of hit that really delicious phase where it feels electric. I have never understood people who say, oh, I'm writing, it's so difficult. It's like, doesn't it feel electric? Doesn't it feel like all the lights are on in your head? It's brilliant. This is the best bit. It's the editing that sucks. This is the time when there's infinite possibilities. This is they start talking. They start telling the story to you. And then you can start writing it out. Well, I mean, we'll probably do a corkball plot. Yeah, with this idea. Oh, yeah, we're doing a corkball plot. Yeah, absolutely, because this is rather a nuanced idea. The concept is going to need a bit of organization. We'll pull that from what we did with our Shakespeare book. Yes, we will. We'll pull that organization that we use, because that was heavily organized. Yes. So, we are learning a bit of plotting, but diary, a journal and all, nah, not so much our style, but it might be your style. So we are in this very exciting electric phase of writing, which is always great fun. Hopefully, we will be able to continue in this vein, because you never know what life is going to throw at you. But hopefully we can continue in this vein, and we will have another video for you in another, 5-6 weeks, as usual, in our usual coming around and around. So hopefully we should have something else to tell you about. So what do you think, Aloysius? Are you excited for this? Because I'm excited for this. Oh yes, I'm excited. Good. So, you going to say goodbye, Aloysius? Der Wolkerfinger, ich bin ja Jesus, bin sa. Bye bye! If you would like to support this channel, come across to the Black Cockie Press website, www.blackcockiepress.com.au, where you will find books and other writing services to help with your writing.